To ease another's heartache is to forget one's own. The probability that we may fail in the struggle ought not to deter us from the support of a cause we believe to be just. I don't know who my grandfather was, I am much more concerned to know what his grandson will be. Achievement has no color. When I get ready to talk to people, I spend 2/3 of the time thinking what they want to hear, and 1/3 thinking about what I want to say. Be with a leader when he is right, stay with him when he is still right, but leave him when he is wrong. I do the very best I know how, the very best I can, and I mean to keep on doing so until the end. No matter how much the cats fight, there always seem to be plenty of kittens. We should be too big to take offense, and too noble to give it. I have come to the conclusion never again to think of marrying, and for this reason, I can never be satisfied with anyone who would be blockhead enough to have me. To stand by a principle when if there is anything that links the human to the divine, it is the courage anybody else rejects it. The ballad is stronger than the bullet. My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. The greatest fine art of the future will be the making of a comfortable living from a small piece of land. As I would not be a slave, so I would not be a master. This expresses my idea of democracy. Hypocrite, the man who murdered his parents, and then pleaded for mercy on the grounds that he was an orphan. At books, sit yourself down anywhere, and go to reading them yourself. Don't criticize them, they are just what we would be under similar circumstances. If this country is ever demoralized, it will come from trying to live without work. Stand with anyone that is right, stand with him while he is right and part with him when he goes wrong. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves, and, under a just God, cannot retain it. You cannot build character and courage by taking away people's initiative and independence. Let no feeling of discouragement prey upon you, and in the end you are sure to succeed. Those who write clearly have readers, those who write obscurely have commentators. Determine that the thing can and shall be done and then find the way. Republicans are for both the man and the dollar, but in case of conflict the man before the dollar. My father taught me to work, he did not teach me to love it. Don't interfere with anything in the Constitution. That must be maintained, for it is the only safeguard of our liberties. Commitment is what transforms a promise into reality. Let us have faith that right makes might, and in that faith let us, to the end, dare to do our duty as we understand it. That some achieve great success is proof to all that others can achieve it as well. In times like the present, men should utter nothing for which they would not willingly be responsible through time and eternity. Force is all-conquering, but its victories are short-lived. You cannot lift the wage earner up by pulling the wage payer down. If friendship is your weakest point, then you are the strongest person in the world. You can't make a weak man strong by making a strong man weak. The woman is the only thing I am afraid of that I know will not hurt me. The tendency to melancholy, let it be observed, is a misfortune, not a fault. You cannot have the right to do what is wrong. Life is hard but so very beautiful. The philosophy of the schoolroom in one generation is the philosophy of government in the next. It often requires more courage to dare to do right than to fear to do wrong. Don't worry when you are not recognized, but strive to be worthy of recognition. Nothing will divert me from my purpose. No man is good enough to govern another man without that other's consent. Women are the only people I am afraid of who I never thought would hurt me. I don't like to hear cut and dried sermons. No, when I hear a man preach, I like to see him act as if he were fighting bees. If any man tells you he loves America, yet hates labor, he is a liar. If any man tells you he trusts America, yet fears labor, he is a fool. The friend is one who has the same enemies as you have. I have been driven many times to my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had nowhere else to go. Anybody will do for you, but not for me. I must have somebody. I like to see a man proud of the place in which he lives. I like to see a man live so that his place will be proud of him. Education does not mean teaching people what they do not know. It means teaching them to behave as they do not behave. In great contests, each party claims to act in accordance with the will of God. Both may be, and one must be wrong. God cannot be for and against the same thing at the same time. And in the end, it's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years. This better people think you a fool, then open your mouth and erase all doubt. I remember my mother's prayers and they have always followed me. They have clung to me all my life.